Well, good morning. Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Lee Wallach. We're here each and every day at 8 a.m. for your viewing and listening pleasure. And my job is to bring out a thought and cause you to question. And my purpose is that you become more aware. My purpose is that you discover your greater power yet to be, that you get unstuck of habits that we built that we don't even realize we have, and that not realizing it, those habits can be holding us back from having a greater experience of life. And what I've come to understand is that's why we're here. We're here to have a really great experience of life. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be all good. Can't be all good because there's got to be contrast. If there's not contrast, you can't have experience. Do you really get that, gang? Do you really understand the idea that without contrast, there's no experience? So, I was doing guided meditation this morning, and I looked, and there were 14 people in guided meditation. And I said, if there hadn't been COVID, I wouldn't know 12 of the people in the guided meditation. Because it's through COVID that I reached out through the web and have built a whole community on meditation, a whole community on doing thoughts that can change your life, a whole community on spiritual gatherings. So I built this community, or attracted this community, because of COVID. So there's a blessing in it. So I share that with you. So the key thing today is more and more and more people, especially this time of year, are saying, I want to feel that I'm loved. I don't feel that there's love in my life. And I'm going to tell you the quickest and easiest solution is to go stand in front of the mirror, look into your own eyes, and simply say, I accept you, which means I love you just the way you are. And I'll tell you, that's the only love you'll ever need. That's the only love you'll ever feel, because you can't feel someone else's love for you. You can't. You can only feel the love that you are giving out. And if you can't give it to yourself, rest assured that what you're giving to others is very small, because you can only give what you've got. Does that make sense? So the whole idea, it's not narcissistic, it's not selfish. The more you self-love, which means you self-accept, the more you can accept others as they are. Is that not the coolest thing? And that means you accept everything, not just part of you, not just the parts that you like. You got to accept everything. And that's work, because we have been taught. What have we been taught from the day we were born? We've been taught to judge ourselves, haven't we? We've been taught we got to be good mama and daddy boys. Then we got to be good students. Then we got to be good little spiritual people going to our religion. We've got to be good people in our work. We get married and we got to be a good person to our partner. I'll tell you, I get a lot of feedback on that one. People say, you're not a good person to your partner. And I look at them and say, I'm just being authentic. And when I'm being authentic, I'm giving my partner the ability to love me as I am. Isn't that interesting? You don't change. Yeah, Deborah, you're darn right, honey, that the best Christmas gift that you give yourself, it's love. It's the ability to accept yourself just as you are. Ronan, are you from Dearborn, Michigan? So I'm from Dearborn, Michigan. Deborah's from Dearborn, Michigan. How did you connect here? How come I don't know you? How come I need to get to know you more? Because if you're from Dearborn, we got things in common. There are things about Dearborn I love. Don't want to go back and live there. I'll just tell you that. I like living here in Texas. It's beautiful. Hey, it's going to be 60 some degrees and sunny today. Gotta love Texas. Here's one of the things I also love about Texas. Booming business here. And Deborah just goes, it's the Trinity. I love that. Deborah, Ronan, and Lee, the Holy Trinity. See, we create our own lives. Well, thank your sister. Give your sister a big hug, Ronan. You know what's fascinating? You never know who you're reaching out to. You never know who you're touching, no matter who you are. That's why always be your best. Always be your very best. Yesterday, I don't ever answer my phone if it's a number that's not in my contact list. Well, yesterday, for some reason, this phone call came in from Reno, Nevada. And I don't know what prompted me to pick it up, but I picked it up and I said, "Good morning, Lee." And the person says, oh my God, it's you." I said, "It's me." And he says, "Is this really you, Reverend Lee?" And I said, "It's Lee." And they said, "My God, I'm talking to a celebrity." I said, "No, you're not. You're talking to Lee." I never met this person. This person's been listening to me for God knows 7-8 months, I guess. His girlfriend in California is listening to me, and he's going on and on and on. And I'm saying, dude, chill. I'm just a guy that likes to teach. You see, here's the key thing when you love yourself. You don't put yourself on a pedestal. You don't make yourself better than anyone else. And you don't make yourself worse than anyone else. Do you understand that? That when you put someone on a pedestal or you put yourself above someone else, you're in judgment. And when you're in judgment, there's no love. Absolutely no love whatsoever. And I see a bunch of people out there. I see Quentin, I see Kai, I see Tanisha, Zoe's out there, Ronan's out there, Marianne's out there, Deborah's out there, Steven's out there, Kavita's out there, Maylana's out there. And I know there's a bunch more of you out there. Here's what I want you to do. If you haven't noticed, I've adjusted my lighting today. I want you on a 1 to 10 scale. Tell me, 10 being high, how is the picture right now? Is it clear? Is it crisp? I'm trying to get things so they're a little bit better for people. So if you could just pop down a number, 0 to 10, 10 being high, I would love that. Yeah, you're doing harm when you're judging yourself. Anytime you put yourself down, anytime, Deborah says I'm a 3. Susan says I'm a 9. That means I'm a 6 combined. LA4, 10, Mayland, 10. Man, what's going on with you, Deborah? I got 10, 10, 10, 10, 9, and Deborah's giving me a 3. Deborah, I thought you loved me. I'm not going to take it personally. You know what I think it is, Deborah? It's probably your internet connection because everyone else is giving me 9s and 10s. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm getting 9s and 10s, 9s and 10s, 9s and 10s. Really interesting. Here's another thing that you can get from that. Ronan gave me a 10. Here's another thing you get from that, gang. Everyone has a different perception. Do you get that? So when you're out there and you're being your authentic self, remember, some people are going to like you and some people aren't going to care at all. And you know what? It's all okay because we're not meant to be liked by everyone. But here's the key thing. If we're not authentic, we can't like ourselves. Does that make sense? If you can like yourself, you've taken a step in a direction that will take you beyond where most people go. Today, most people don't see the blessing in life. Like everyone's hung up on COVID-19. Everyone's hung up on COVID-19. Here's the key. If you're don't have really bad health conditions going on, you have a survival rate of 99.4%. That's from the CDC, 99.4%. Survival rate. You heal. Don't be concerned about it. Here's what I say to you. Take care of your body. Take care of your mind. Live a healthy life. And if you're not doing it yet, start Wim Hof breathing. I'm sharing that everywhere because I have felt the health benefits. Here's what that does. Wim Hof breathing does this. It oxygenates your body. When your body is oxygenated, It gets rid of inflammation. When there's no inflammation, there's no disease. Do you understand? Cancer cannot exist in an oxygenated body. Disease disappears when there's no inflammation. That's a great reason. But here's the other thing. It also calms your mind. When I started it, I couldn't hold my breath a minute. Now I'm doing it. Spell that. I can spell it. And you're going to say, Deborah, this is so simple. His first name is Wim, W-I-M. His second name is Hof, H-O-F. And you go to YouTube, put in Wim Hof, and it'll pop up breathing techniques. You'll see a whole bunch of them. But you start with the one that's exactly 11 minutes. That's all, 11 minutes. That's 3 rounds. You'll learn to hold your breath in between. Yep. No, not win, Wim. Like in Mary. Wim Hof, like Mary. Wallach, I, Mary. Hallelujah, offer, Frank. There you go. Now you got it, Deborah. Sometimes we got to get clear with each other. I love it. Yeah, if you do the Wim Hof, I promise you, do it 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. Oh my gosh, I got Joellen out there and she says, good morning. I actually did this 11-minute breath today. I loved it and feel great. Joellen, thank you. I love when I hear people trying new things and asking the question, will this really work? You see, here's something. People say, that's too simple what he's doing. You know what? The greatest cures in the world are simple. Yeah, Deborah, I used to swim 2 lengths of the pool underwater when I was young back at Dearborn High. Now, because of Wim, I can actually hold my breath 2.5 minutes. I do it every day. I start off with 30 seconds, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and I go up to 2.5 minutes. My goal now is to get up to 3, then to 4. It's very possible. You see, you grow as you use. If you're not using, you don't grow. Isn't that interesting? Here's another thing about the breath. Since I'm on the breath right now, I might as well keep going on this for a few moments. When you're breathing in, you're nourishing and energizing your body. When you're breathing out, you're purifying the body. So if you have an ailment in your body, you're breathing in life, you channel it to where that ailment is, and then when you breathe out all that needs to be let go. Here's another little secret. That fraction of a second between the inhale and the exhale, where there's no breath, there's no contrast, that's actually the experience of the divine. You see, the divine, there is no experience because it's pure. It's like a pure void. I don't know how else to say it. There's no contrast. There's nothing. Because there is no contrast in that connection with the divine. That's why they talk about that you have that connection in between the breath, in between the thoughts. And it's something that moves in and out of your consciousness because the ego is constantly focusing on contrast. Do you get that? Quentin is out there saying, I'm almost to a 5-minute hold. Do you know what I say to Quentin? Go for it, dude. Do you notice? Don't ever be jealous about what someone else has or someone else does. Be grateful. And then you do what you got to do for you. Because what you do for you is good. I love that. And in that void, Deborah, you're absolutely right. That's eternity. That's absolute eternity. So gang, I've really talked a lot I'm almost doing a Sunday talk right now. But know what? Thank you so much for interacting with me. Because it's through your interaction that I'm able to carry on a conversation with you that's meaningful. Because I look at you as a community where we get together and we explore. And I want you to know I'm here for you every day. So if you've got questions and you want to talk about them, let's do that. And if you don't want to do it in public, look at the description and you'll find my email address, rev.lee@agapecsl.com. Send me an email. Also, go to the calendar, agapecsl.com. You want to plug in, do meditation with a group? We do it every morning at 7 a.m. You want to be a part of a group that meets on Wednesday night, depending on your time zone? Go to the calendar and look. We are a worldwide community. I understand that's where life is. There's no longer boundaries in this world. So what I'm going to say to you, and I want you to say this later to yourself, is that I accept you and I love you just the way you are. Go create a great day, everybody. Much love. Aloha.